Hi guys. Whoa, lots of people joining very quickly today. Hi, can you guys hear me okay? Yes, no? Hi Ange. Right, Amrit, how do I join? Okay, I have to wait for Ritu to come on. Yeah. Right. Nope. Is that it? No, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for Ritu to come on. How's everyone? Lots of excitement for today's live. Lots of love coming through on the Instagram from people for Ritu. Anyone in India? What's the time there? Is it 9 or 9:30? Okay. So while we're waiting for Dr. Ritu to come on, so a lot of you know who she is already. She is an amazing, amazing woman that has been on. Hey, I was just singing your
Hello,
praises.
Sat
Shri Akal ji. I was just singing your praises and introducing you, but it seems everybody knows you. I'll tell you, Ritu, you are very much loved over here. When I put it out that you and I are going to be speaking, oh my God, the messages that, oh, she's wonderful, she's amazing, can't wait. And even before I've come on live today, there's people waiting. So this better be good, right?
Yeah. I'm hoping for the best, and thank you so much for inviting me here.
No.
I really
Thank
thank you.
you.
No. I thank you. I fold my hands and bow down to you all. The kind of job and work you all are doing, it's amazing. Treating and recognizing the whole human, race as one. It's amazing, irrespective of their caste, creed, and color. Hats off to you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. It's very kind. So you know our team there on the ground and you've seen them in action. So we have an amazing, amazing bunch of people across India that are associated with Khalsa Aid. So
Right.
good. And you, I mean, I don't know what to say. You are absolutely amazing. So the day that I came across you was the Ged night, the when everything was happening at the Ghazipur border. And I was watching your live in the car. And your emotion, your passion, your courage. I remember sitting here watching that, and I was saying to Ravi, I said, "Oh my God, there's women like this in India," because there is so much fear, and we'll talk about that. But hats off to your courage, your integrity, and your boldness to speak up for what's right. I mean, we're sitting here abroad in the comfort of our own homes, and we can express rage and talk about how outraged we are that this is happening. But for somebody like you, a young, attractive woman out on the ground, really, honestly, I can't even think of the things that you must face day to day. So thank you very, very much for joining today. And I think a lot of people are very happy that you've managed to take some time out for us. So thank you.
I can read comments. They're equally excited and happy that you are here. I should be interviewing you actually.
No. So how are you?
I am absolutely fine, perfect. Yeah,
How's your
little
day been?
sore throat. Yeah, but absolutely perfect. Yeah.
Why is the sore throat? Is it from shouting Inqilab Jindabad or?
Yeah. That is also the reason, lack of maybe rest or something. Could be.
What's
Yeah.
the weather
And
like?
weather changing. It's very hot here, so maybe. Yeah.
it's starting to get uncomfortable, right, during the days.
Very, very uncomfortable. And if you'll go to the protest site, you will realize, hats off to our farmers. I don't know from where that energy is coming. I would say that Babaji is really sitting there. That energy is coming through, his aura, from him only. Because there are lots of mosquitoes and mosquito. Every second you have to scratch yourself. There are like plenty of mosquitoes sitting on your like body, hand, foot. So they're sleeping there, staying there, eating the same food. It's beyond our imagination to, capacity to understand. Yeah.
So just on that note, as I say, living abroad and watching it on social media, there's a lot of this balle balle, siya kar dena, siya kar dena. But actually on the ground, like what you've just said, there's mosquitoes there, there's, eating and drinking and the uncomfortable. What's the sanitation like at the moment?
It's okay. Government, time to time, they have started actually, sending the vehicles, the government sanitation. I think that vehicle that comes and, I think takes out the trash, or then again the next day there are clean vehicles. But I think whatever seva, the cleanliness seva, I think they do it by themselves only. So it's not very good, but it's okay.
So people within the sites are doing it themselves.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course, of course.
Amazing.
So it's the biggest protest happening, it has created an history. So it's a peaceful protest, and people are so, loving and in order. So you can see, you must be seeing the videos. I have never seen in my entire history of the activism such kind of protest,
What's coming through is the safety that women feel.
The safety.
The safety. So women feel safe there.
Of course, of course, of course. Very safe. They're very safe. They're very comfortable. They feel like home away from home. So wherever you go, at any protest site, whether it's a Singh border, Gazipur border, or Tikri border, women's are there, and women has marked their present along with their male counterparts, and that's very interesting. They are like on war front. They're warriors. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you being the leader warrior, if we listen to your videos, you're amazing, Ritu. So you're basically, mostly that I've seen, you're on Gazipur border, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you a question as a female. So how does it feel to be an empowered woman at the moment on the ground with so much happening, so many changes? How are you, what sort of challenges are you facing day to day? How are you received by people?
Well, received by people, it's a mixed feeling, People on the ground definitely feel happy that we are supporting them, we are raising their voice, like youth have, joined them, and, they are standing in solidarity with them. But the kind of reviews or feedback we get from the social media when my videos get viral, or the love and the messages, you can understand the love I'm talking about. So the love and the messages, we are quite used to it. The threats, the love as in the sense of threats, the rape threats, the threats of the bullies, the death threats, these are all very common things. So on ground, we feel really safe amongst people, our farmers. But when we come out, when we see ourselves, just like if I open my Facebook and Instagram messages, I will share after this Instagram live will end, I'll share a screenshot of the recent email I have received from someone, maybe Bhakt, or you can get the sense who has sent it. From the top of my head and to the toe, he has mentioned everything about my body and my body parts. You can't imagine. It's just like someone has slaughtered me. Yeah. So that is disappointing, but somehow you need to understand and live with it and rise above it. That's how they are going to, treat women. So
That's
they should,
challenging, right?
of course it is. It is. Yeah.
For us here, living in the comfort of the Western world, that's something that a lot of people have only just become exposed to, that level of abuse, that level of personal threat, the rape threats, the death threats, the swearing. I've learned so many swear words over the last few months in Hindi, and I was like, oh, what does that mean? So, but what gives these people the license to carry on like that? And I've heard some of your speeches, and you talk about the educated fools, right? So some of these people hold down good jobs, they're professional, they're educated, but yet the abuse that they spew out against a fellow human being, never mind a female, you just think, whoa, what's going on inside your head, right?
Yeah. Actually, I would say that this is the most unfortunate thing, that is happening in developing country like ours, where people are, graduating from the WhatsApp University. Do you know that we have
Yes.
WhatsApp University also? Yeah, they are graduating from WhatsApp University, spreading lies, becoming ignorant, leaving science behind, and falling prey for the fake news and fake agendas of the government, wherein government is on forefront to spread lies that we have done this or this work. It's all fake. And to talk about the educated fools, you just said, they are more what should I say, like, for country like ours, it's more dangerous, I would say, threatening, to that they are the educated fools, are clever, very clever, because they know that they know that they can easily have a hold on all the resources, like to establish to establish their own rule and to become friends with the few corporates, people from the corporate sectors or people sitting in the power. They are deliberately silent on such issues. And I believe if you're silent in the situation of injustice, so you have chosen the side of an oppressor. This is a very famous quote, and this is what is happening when these people who are educated and they are silent, when our universities, our railway system, our banks, our private institutions, are being sold and going to the private hands. And if you realize the rail I just talk about, this rail system, the poor people in our country, it's very easy from travel from one place to another through rail. So imagine this government has sold that system, the rail system, privatized it, and coming back to university like JNU and DU. So what happens is that most of most of the people dream, like poor people and the farmers who doesn't have resources or money, they dream that our children will go to such universities like government universities or center universities. They'll get their education or degrees in a very affordable rates. And when they enter to these universities, so what this government is doing, they know that when these children will enter here, they'll get their degree, they'll read, and they'll start questioning to us. So they want to snatch that basic right. So this government and these so-called morons, that educated fools, seeing this entire system as a profit-making agency. So you can imagine the threat. And the latest example is agriculture sector. You have seen, how they have passed these 3 bills, these farm laws. So same is going to happen here when, the private players, when the private players will, enter and capture the whole this system of agriculture. They are actually giving a free window to the few chosen capitalists like Ambani and Adani, so to manipulate and dominate the wealth, or dominate their manipulate their wealth and dominate the agriculture sector also. And this suspicion is quite justified. Let me tell you why. Because because Ambani's, there was a news also, his Adani's multi-crore warehouses were already being built up, before the bill was even passed. So how is it possible, you tell me? How is it possible to procure and store the food grains? How is it possible? So we are not fools, na? We are not like uneducated people who are sitting in the power. हम भी उनकी तरह गधे और पागल तो नहीं है ना? So we see from our eyes, and हमारे कान दिमाग है. So this is happening, yeah.
They think that the public is deaf and blind and we can do what we want. Do you think this was forced through the corona crisis so that people wouldn't step up?
Sorry?
Do you think they forced it at this time through the coronavirus time, so that people would be scared to protest and speak up? They thought they were going to, yeah.
Of course, this has happened only because during the pandemic only, they have passed these bills. And also while passing these bills, it just happened on a, voice voting. There wasn't, they are in majority, but that does not mean you can do anything, right? So they chose pandemic only. And not only these bills, they have, recent in the, I think, past 2020, they have done so many things during the pandemic where you cannot come out. We have restrictions on the common people. We cannot come out of the home. We cannot go to the public places to protest. They have police forces standing outside a home, and police is making announcement, aaj rasta band hai, aaj bahar nahi aa sakte, ye hai wo hai, blah blah. But government is doing, जिसे कहते हैं हिंदी में, it says that आपदा में अवसर. आप you are doing it. You are deliberately they have chosen it. And God knows, I understand coronavirus exists, but then what is protecting us? We are in thousands, we are in millions, so there is something.
Yeah.
It's moreover, I see from my eyes that that's more a political disease than physical. Yeah.
Okay. So just talking about those gadons that they've made, you know that they've got them in Punjab. Were they made in other states as well? The storage capabilities?
Yeah, I have heard about it, but I actually don't know because I don't want to comment. I think I have heard that few are in Gujarat and I think in Haryana or Punjab, somewhere there.
Punjab, there are. Punjab, there are. Yeah.
Yeah. Haryana also. Because my friend from Haryana told me this. Yeah.
Where are you from, Ritu?
My roots are from Tarantaran.
Acha.
Yeah. Yeah. My family's there. Yeah, my cousins are all there in Punjab. I don't want to disclose it here.
No,
so I don't
fine.
want them to
say. Absolutely.
I can share with you personally. So yeah.
No, that's
I don't
fine.
want
I was just wondering which parts of which state you were from.
But I am born and brought up somewhere else. Yeah, I'm born and brought up somewhere else. Yeah.
So in terms of passing these laws, now the latest one, the social media law, how far has that got? Where if you share something, you're classed as anti-national. So I always say that if you are truly national, like you, there's a picture of you on your Instagram where you've got the flag, Tiranga Ud Ke Khadiya, that if you are truly love your country, you want it to be fair, you want it to be just, you want it to have a good image on the world stage, right? These bugs, I've given up arguing with them now, but I used to say to them, anybody that wants the good for the country and the people of India, you call them anti-national. So you are destroying your own country. You're not doing yourself any favors, right?
Yeah.
So this latest social media law, any updates on that? Because we haven't heard anything more. The last we heard was that if you share something that's criticizing Modi, criticizing the government or its policies, you could be charged. Is that right?
Yeah. Maybe because they can do that. I also have a little information. They are very smart in spreading lies also. That is very deliberate attempt, because if you'll spread lies, you do it or not, that is the secondary issue. But they are very smart in spreading lies. I tell you why. Because people will get scared. People will stop interacting with other people in other countries, just like me and you today are interacting. What about if I will be like, oh, minu ki ho jayega, ya kuch bhi ho sakta, government kuch bhi kar sakti, I'll, stay back and, stay quiet. So in order to not, ਉਹ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਾ ਖੁੱਲਣ, I don't remember ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੜਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਫਰੇਜ਼ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਟੱਕਰ ਲਈ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਟੱਕਰ ਲਈ,
ਗੱਲ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣ ਦੋ,
ਕੁਛ ਏਦਾਂ, ਘਰ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਏ, ਔਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਉਹ ਭਾਂਡੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਹੈਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਟੱਕਰ ਲਈ, to protect it, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਹੋਰ ਖਿਲਾਫ, because it has become a global international recognition ਜਿਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਹੈ. So this is what their agenda is, ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਰਾ ਦੋ, ਧਮਕਾ ਦੋ, ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਤੇ ਲਾਓ, law bana do. That is secondary, whether they get the permission from the social media handles like Twitter, Twitter CEOs ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉੱਪਰ ਚਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੋਣੇ, ਜਾਂ Instagram ਤੇ ਜਾਂ WhatsApp ਤੇ, because they wanted to touch everything. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ intervene ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ. So that is a secondary thing. But ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਰ ਤਾਂ ਗਏ, agenda solved. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ fear ਤਾਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ. Parents will say to their kids, oh, don't do that, look at the latest example of the toolkit case, how that girl interacted with, what was that? We still don't understand. Is it a crime that if I am voicing my views, it is a crime if I'm asking you to help me to help my people who are suffering? It is a crime that if I'm connecting to you to help farmers, or to help the people who are sitting 100 plus days on the streets when it was harsh winters and summers on our head. So it is just that, to create a situation of havoc and panic, amongst all, so that people should think, that those duri raho, or even, they are very specialized, in holding degrees to, actually they are pseudo nationalists, to claim or blame or tag anyone who is raising voice, who is, working for the good of the country, of the people, marginalized, poor. They are anti-nationalist. They are terrorists. Yeah.
But the IT cell is zabardast. You have to admit, they're everywhere. It's shocking. It's so shocking.
It is.
Oh my God,
really
you got here as well. I'm sure we'll have a few here. I'm sure we'll have you on the Instagram.
We welcome you. We actually welcome you. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆ ਗਧੇ ਨੇ, ਆ ਅਨਪੜ੍ਹ ਨੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਜਦ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਚੋਂ ਨਿਕਲ ਜਾਣਗੇ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣੀ. ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨੇਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹੀ ਜਿਹੇ ਬਣੋਗੇ ਨਾ, ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਆਈ ਫੀਲ ਪਿਟੀ ਫॉर them. Honestly, ਸਿੰਘ ਬਲਕਨ ਜੀ, I feel pity for them.
I got to say,
ਬੱਚੇ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਨਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੋਣਗੇ, ਇਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਵੀ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ.
And just thinking about that abuse and the threats, how do you deal with them? How have you managed to switch off, or is it just like, oh my God, more gund,
Actually, पढ़ के थोड़ा जा, you get disappointed. You get that feeling कि मतलब एक बड़ा गंदा जा feel आता है. But then you have to live with it. You learn to live with it, because as I just said, you need to rise above it, or that is only possible. That don't stop. Fight for your right, voice your views, and I cannot, and strengthen other women with you. Agitate and organize. I always say that education and agitation should go hand in hand. So padhe likhe jida tusi ke educated fools, so you will come in the same category. Like, already we have established personalities in the power. So
it is painful. It is painful. I'll share something with you which we haven't put out in the public as yet. So you know about all the campaign against Khalsa Aid and our teams being called for investigation, and we're terrorists, and we're I don't know what gun. When they didn't get anywhere, they decided to target me personally. Okay, I'm not even in the forefront, right? I work. I'm a health professional. I do my job. I support Khalsa Aid in the back, but they decided to target me personally. I'm a don. I organize hits on people. I'm the brain power behind Khalsa Aid, and I'm the biggest terrorist. And I read this, and I'm like, what? I work for the government in the UK, right? And I have security checks every year. And I just got a big promotion at work, and I was up for my interview, so I was panicking. I said to Ritu, I said, they might be telling lies, but these things do. People here don't understand, right? English people here, the people that are going to interview me, they don't understand. This is printed media. They're going to look at that and think, what sort of a personality is this Bal, right? And they really went for me. It was Z News. They really went for me. They all sorts of very horrible, malicious stuff. But I mean, we had very good solicitor, and he's dealt with it, and they retracted the story. But we still had to deal with that. And there was not 1 ounce of truth in that. Not 1 ounce. But it still hurt. And it was like, who gave you the permission to publish so much rubbish about me, right? And it does hurt. It does bother you. And then when you see the rubbish on social media, it does. But like you said, you either put your head down and carry on and just think, I'm not getting involved, or it drives you more. And I think people like us, people like you, we're driven more by that. We're like, come on then. And that
Yes.
spirit, and that spirit can't be killed.
क्योंकि कहते जरा सड़दा है ना उन्हें होर सड़ाओ. So that's what we need
100%.
to do. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Exactly. There is no option. That's the only way to tackle. If they let you down, you know, और ऊंचा खड़े होके दिखाओ, और
And it
shout
hurts
करो.
them. It hurts.
Yeah, that's what I believe. I'll tell you. I'll share a small story if you allow. If you
Yeah,
allow me.
of course.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. So let me start with my own experience of the entire activism. It was initially very very challenging. हर कोई वेट नहीं कर सकता देखने ना इतना कुछ हो रहा है इतनी सारी चीजें गवर्नमेंट करी है they are attacking our students universities and you might have seen the examples in recent past the JNU University and Delhi University students and then teachers when in 2019 I completed my doctorate degree in psychology. Immediately after that, I was appointed as an assistant professor in one of the prestigious college of Delhi University. Yeah, the story
Well
story
done.
story is on here. And a few months, few months after joining, they got to know about my activism and everything. So I was completely set on their target. They thought that I don't know, but rumors, spread like water. I knew that they are going to, target me or they will suppress my voice, and they did it in the last year only. During pandemic, my college, targeted me. So what they did is that when they targeted me, it's simply, taking away your livelihood. They try to shut me. They try to, scare me, or with their power, they thought that chup ho jayegi, kuch bolegi nahi. But exactly opposite has happened. I filed a case, against them because they tried to discredit my merit, and that was quite challenging. But they tried to shut me. It's simply कि डर जाएगी यही होता ना इत्थे because we do celebrate Women's Day, we do say बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, but they don't respect voice of dissent. They can't women talking loud and revealing their real face and challenging the policies of the government, and while staying in the system of Delhi University or staying in the system of government. So they did all that. So I tell you, my case is still sub judice. I'm waiting for the decision, but I don't have any high expectations from it. I know it, what will come out. I don't have, because everywhere, if you'll see, in India, they have kept their pawns, their people, everywhere you see in every system, the people, either they have kept people from, with the approaches of the ministers, or the people without having any credentials, or the people in the system, they have kept through lateral entry. There is a new, thing, lateral entry. Pichhe de darwaze tujhe no kehte hain. So now imagine, how can you expect justice from them? They want to shut every voice, who dares to reveal their face. Just like you take I was the one case, and you take the recent example, Nodeep Kaur, when she was, quite, vociferous, or ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ I think labor rights violation ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ. She raised her voice, she came up, she was coming from a marginalized Dalit community, so they jailed her, tortured her, assaulted her. That's what they do when women raise voice. And imagine, these are the only people who become nationalist. They are silent, conveniently close their eyes when women are getting raped, assaulted. When, there was a case in Hathras, in, near Rajasthan.
Yes.
When that Dalit women, were raped, and, police, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤੀ, the last rites also were also performed by the police. They didn't allow the family, to grieve for their daughter who is no more. So when they talk about Women's Day celebration, women empowerment, Beti Bachao, all fake. Because women, Beti Bachao and Beti Bachao and Beti Padhao was, in the manifesto of BJP in 2014. They, came with very pomp and show that time. So it's all fake. We are not safe here. It's just that it's unfortunate, for me. Sometimes I think that that I have taken, birth as a female child in a country like ours, where we have to live to struggle. Struggle
very
to live.
Sad. It's so it's heartbreaking, and listening to you and that struggle, it's made my heart sink. So let's see how that goes, right? Let's see how that case, but the strength that you have to see it through it and make that stand, not everybody would do that. And you know, it
Yeah,
only
yeah.
takes a couple of good people to speak up, and you can change the course of history, right? And
Of course.
like you say, staying silent, you're complicit. You know,
Hmm.
you're allowing these things to happen. So I'm really sorry that you had to go through that, but let's see what happens. So, you know,
Yeah,
that was my question to you. So,
hoping
as
for
an
the best.
empowered woman,
Sorry.
I was just saying that's I wanted to know what your experiences are, because I've been watching you and I've been thinking the struggles that you must have, right? Because you are so vocal, and I think only women can understand. I talked last week about male privilege, and I think only women can understand the abuse, the hostility, the barriers, the challenges they face when they do become socially active.
Yeah,
And it's a
yeah.
completely different ball game. Completely different ball game.
Completely, absolutely.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really, really, really very powerful. And hopefully it will really articulate and hit home with people what it's actually like on the ground in India, and being as active as somebody like you is.
Yeah,
Thank
this just is a message, for the women. You don't leave hope, easily. Sooner or later, you will get justice. Try, every door, door as in not, knock the doors. ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਔਰ ਆਤਮ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਰੱਖੋ ਜਸਟ ਡੋਨਟ ਗੈਟ ਸਕੇਅਰਡ ਉਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਜ਼ ਵੈਰੀ
you.
ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ
Mm.
ਟੈਲ ਯੂਰ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਟੂ
And
ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਯੂਰ ਸਟੋਰੀ
ਉਹ
is
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ
important.
ਹੁੰਦੇ, ਔਰਤ ਦੀ ਦੁਸ਼ਮਣ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. We need to stand together and support each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm hoping to speak to Nordeep in a couple of weeks, so we'll share her story as well. But the abuse that she's suffered, and I'm just glad she's alive to share her story and tell the world what happened to her and bring that narrative to the international platform, right?
Yeah, of
Because
course, of
otherwise,
course.
I don't even know how many women have suffered in that way and never been able to tell their story. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it really upsets me, actually.
Yeah.
So there's lots of messages coming through, and mostly very complimentary. So we'll have a look at those. But
Yeah.
in terms of with your background, you're a psychologist, right? In terms of over the last 100+ days, the emotional roller coaster that's not talked about much. What do you think of that from the start of like we said, the balle, we've broken down the barriers, and then all the upsets, and your own personal story, your emotional story, and those around you. So
Yeah.
and some of the people that are there, the babbe, the bibiyan, they don't even know they're on an emotional journey, right?
Sorry, I just got a call in between.
Okay.
I disconnected it. I'm
Okay.
live. You can see me?
I can see you fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I lost you at that point. So I'm saying some of the bibiyan and the babbe that are sitting there, they don't even know that they're on an emotional journey, do they? They're just going day to day and asini kar wapas jana. So what does that emotional journey look like?
Yeah, it is, a roller coaster ride, as you just said. Some days are high, and up with energy, and some days are very, sad, I would say bad, when you get or hear the news, when you happen to, see that our farmers are quitting from life, or, someone has committed suicide. So that thing, upsets you, and the number I think has reached to 300 or 300 plus. So, they're, losing their faith, because their struggle is not new, right? If you know about it, of course you know it. So the generations,
yeah.
are suffering, and not everyone is so strong from, emotional, not so strong as in terms of emotionally or mentally to deal with it, because some of them are sitting there, their families are away, some farmers are ailing, or some family member of theirs at home, are on bed, because I have interacted to a few ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੇਬੇ ਘਰ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਪਈ ਆ, ਜਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਬੀਬੀਆਂ, ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਘਰ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਪਈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਘਰ ਜਾਣਾ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਹਾਂ, and all that stuff. But ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਨਾ, ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਆ ਫਿਰ, ਚੱਲੀਏ ਫਿਰ, ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਘਰ ਵਾਪਸੀ, ਅੱਗੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਬਿੱਲ ਵਾਪਸੀ ਤੇ ਘਰ ਵਾਪਸੀ, ਏਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿੱਲ ਵਾਪਸੀ. So that is very interesting. Yeah, that is very interesting. They always say, because especially my interaction with the farmers there at Gazipur, border, so I sometimes go and tease them. Okay, चलिए वापस फिर कुछ नहीं होना, चलिए वापस. अच्छा क्यों? तू बड़ा कहती है बिल वापसी तो कर वापसी. So that gives me energy. And तो जितना मैं पहले किया कि there are a lot of mosquitoes, ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ environment हैगा, heat is there, sometimes खान ਨੂੰ खाना नहीं है, कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है, lungars are there, but same repetitive food, repetitive lifestyle. So all such are challenging, challenges to them, but the energy in them, and the faith, when they see us, youngsters have joined, this moment is something else. In this moment you will see people from every sector, the youth, the ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ barriers ਹਟਾ ਕਰ, break the walls and build bridges ਵਾਲਾ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ. ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ they have come together as one family, and they have realized कि the only solution to is repeal of the complete farm laws. Otherwise, no way to be back home. Yeah. So energy is high. Idhar anda hi hai. Yeah.
It's Jaddi Kalana. And it's a point of no return now, isn't it? Because there is no option to go back on.
Of course, because you all have seen that 28th January, what has happened at Gazipur border when that Rakesh Tikat incident has happened. He cried, and that emotional, storm, thousands of people in the night, only midnight, reached to Gazipur border, and the energy of the whole movement was revived in the one night only. So therein, so nobody talks about we have to go back home or kuch nahi hoega. Everybody thinks sooner or later it will come. It has to come. And yes, the beauty of this protest is, kithe pahunchange, ki hoega, that is secondary now. It's just that we will win. And our win comes from the awareness of the people, awareness amongst masses. They're aware of their rights. They understand politics now. They discuss politics. Jede sade farmers ya bebe babe sige, they have nothing to do with the politics. They don't know the functioning of the government, how it works. But they talk about modi modi modi. मतलब मोदी ने ये करता, ये गंदा काम करता, साडे लिए कुछ नहीं छड्डा, साडे बच्चा नहीं. So they are aware now. जिन्हें मोदी कहते हैं illiterate farmers, these farmers in coming times will show मोदी जी कि कौन illiterate हैगा और कौन नकली farmers हैगे या कौन आतंकवादी हैगा, कौन खालिस्तानी हैगा. That result will come. Yeah. 100%. So right now everyone is saying that he's busy, running after his vote bank politics. He doesn't have time. People sitting in his own home ground country, because state, Delhi vich aake, at Delhi borders they are sitting. So he's least bother. He's not even realizing. If you're a prime minister now, everyone, if few people have voted for you, you're not the prime minister of those chosen ones. You're the prime minister to everyone. You're the prime minister to the ones who haven't voted for you, who are sitting on the borders. So these things upsets us, but it gives us power also, because the people are now one, united, and have realized it's the only option to fight against this unjust system.
I always say that this protest started off as a farmers' protest, but it's given people a platform to air their grievances, to have a mass movement of the people against the tyranny, right?
Yeah, of course.
And Modi is too obsessed with Mamata Banerjee at the moment, trying to displace her. So this silly man. Silly man.
He is indeed.
So some of the comments, I've got some questions there. People are saying Ritu should be in Parliament. Next Prime Minister.
Acha. Definitely we will lead. Women will lead. And we'll also fight for our, reservation in the Parliament. Because women, still...
So we have a question here from Jyoti. She said, where did your activism stem from? And was your family supportive?
It does. That's why I'm here. But, ठीक है, थोड़े बहुत challenges होंगे ने. Family, इतनी थोड़ी, they worry. Because it's such platform, just like I said, girl is not safe here, na? So we as at forefront, so we face a lot of challenges. So daran, but I have this thing that nothing should come to them. So somehow my father is very courageous, very, very. So my mother says, puri pyote yeah. So that gene is there, that's strong.
Mom says, Butta kitho lag gaya. Yeah.
So I'm very committed and a stubborn woman, when it comes to my rights or rights of other women or voicing views for the voiceless. So ये सारा उत्थों ही आया है. And
And with
Baba.
people like you raising the voice, you take many with you because you inspire them. You inspire other people. So there's another question here. So someone's asking, Sharon Joel, why do you think most people outside of India do not raise awareness with their companies? I think here, what the constant narrative we've had is it's an internal matter. You know, the classic abusive relationship that that's what's coming out from India, right? It's an internal matter. It's an internal matter. But I think people are, but it's not very clear when it comes to the Indian politics and, the socio-economic structures and what have you. It's all a big muddle. People don't understand it. So I think people are scared to, and even people here, the younger generation are waking up to India now and what's going on. They don't completely fully understand it because there is so much misinformation. There's misinformation, and you talked about the fake media news, and some of the media channels are shameless. Did you see the one where Taget was interviewed? They were both on each side on the tractor sitting with him, and they were like Judela. They were like constantly trying to get something from him, and he's going bil ki baat karo na, bil ki baat karo, and they're like, no, you said this, aapne ye kaha, aapne yo, and he just went quiet. And I find him really entertaining.
Words in their mouth. Yeah. Or jabardasti tha. Yeah.
I find Taget really entertaining. I know you talk to him and you spend time with him. Is he comical?
Sorry?
Is he really that funny when you talk to him? I just find him so entertaining.
Of course, it is indeed. We enjoy it when we are bored from the real world, real life, from the truths. We want to see lies. We want our entertainment. We're just on the Indian national media news channel. Yeah. So that's a message also. If anybody, anyone across the world, in our country also wants to entertain, themselves, they must watch Indian media. Yeah. Z News and the Republic TV. Yeah.
Oh, Z News! Don't talk to me about Z News. I hate Z News. Are you? Are they changing? Are they getting a bit better? Do you think?
Better? They're getting, yeah, of course, they're getting better and worse. Yeah, in their
So
own
they're getting
sense.
better and getting bad.
Yeah. Worse. You can't expect anything from them because their pockets are filled with money from their corporate friends. So you can't expect any good from them, that they'll show the reality out. So we thank to social media that today we are interacting, and today this farmer protests have gathered its attention overall in the world, and so much love and support has come from overseas. That means a lot, and that gives us immense strength to carry forward our work. और अच्छा काम करिए, और करिए, नहीं सच बाहर आ रहा है. This government will try to shut us, but world won't say silent. The world has shown it won't say silent. Yeah.
Rihanna's tweet.
Yeah. Imagine.
How did you feel when that came?
Amazing, very happy, and I really support it. And I am equally, that's not new for me. The people who, came that a point in time, they become the celebrities, so to say. They, became the spokesperson of this government, that it's an internal matter, let India handle in this, and these people are very smart. These people are conveniently silent, when, they say Black Lives Matter, as a fashion. They use it as a fashion, Black Lives Matter. They follow the hashtag and the trends, but they are silent when women are getting raped. They're silent when, Dalit women are being assaulted. They're silent when we trend the hashtag Farmer Lives Matter. They're deliberately silent. So they serve, they do it all because of their mere benefits from the government, because their kids doesn't hold any, good merits, degrees, doesn't have any credentials to represent themselves outside the fixed entertain business or whatever you call. So they know that politics which parivarvad jinu kehte hain, our family, my guy. Look at the son of Amit Shah. He's the, I think, president of the somewhere cricket board. I don't know exactly, but they're doing
Yes, I
well.
heard about this. Yes. What? We're nearly going on to an hour now, so I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know it's quite late there. So how can people support you from outside, and what would be your key messages to people that are watching? how can people support you and carry on keeping the farmers' protest, on the agenda? Because it's been so long, and some people are like, "Oh, are they still protesting?" Yes, they're still there. They're still there how they were, 100 days ago, same situation. So how can we keep it up? How can we support you more? What can we do for you?
See, I think what Khalsa is doing, it's amazing. Actually, you all have supported this protest. It's again, I'm saying it's beyond our capacity to understand from where the support is coming. It's amazing to see, everywhere you're on the front line. So, of course, those who wants to donate, they can send their donations to you, to Khalsa Aid, or whosoever, recognized faces, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਕੁਝ organizations ਹੈਗੀਆਂ. And monetary support is important, plus awareness, the way you are doing. These Instagram lives, the videos and interviews or protests or agitations, you can participate in that. Make people aware there in your city or state, interact with the congressman, like I think one of this, our celebrity Monica Gill is doing. And yeah, she's doing wonderful. She's doing wonderful. Yeah. ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮਸ ਅੱਗੇ ਆਉਣ, ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਕਾਮਨ ਪੀਪਲ ਆਲਸੋ, discuss with them, and then ਥੋੜਾ spread ਕਰਕੇ make people aware, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ it means a lot when we see such kind of a support is coming. It means a lot to us when you all recognize us, because this media never show us our plight. It will never show our plight. It will never even cover us. They deliberately don't do that. They'll cover all fools sitting there making fun of themselves. You can see in the main media, but it will not cover the reality. So this is important thing, that when you all in taking our interviews, showing out the reality. So this is how we all can deal with it and continue with it in future also.
The people like you give us hope that there is a future for India, right? Because when we look at the media and see these jokers and the statements that they make, you think, oh my God, are you really that stupid? It's a special kind of stupid, right? So when we have people like you, intelligent, articulate, with integrity, raising the voice, that's what we want. People from here, from all across the Western world. This is what we want to see. People like you, and I'm sure you have full support of everybody that will hear you. So that's not an issue in terms of Khalsa Aid. So yes, we are supporting, our teams are there, but we're not actually collecting funds at the moment. The reason being, there are so many donations coming through of items. So if you need blankets, if you need mosquito nets, the team puts it out, and then they're donated. So we don't actually have a monetary need at the moment as such. So and what we don't want to see is lots of people collecting money on the back of this, and it doesn't get to where it needs to, because as you know, when the farmers go back home, that's when the need is going to be, right? Because their crops are now, we don't know what's going to happen with the crops that they would usually harvest at Vasaki and what have you. So, okay, there's so much we could talk about, absolutely so much, and maybe we will, a few weeks down the line, we'll touch base again. So I know there was a need for some things. I got a message via Canada that, you're talking to Ritu, she wants some stuff. I said I would talk to her.
Of course, I still want her. Yeah.
I'll message you. Yeah. But this video will go up on YouTube, so we'll share the link, because a lot of people want to be watching but they can't. But Ritu, when I say to you, I feel the love for you. People were messaging me saying, oh my God, I'm so excited, it's her. So please, from all of us, carry on what you're doing. We absolutely adore you, admire you, and love what you're doing, and full respect for the risks that you're taking and the courage. And thank you to your dad for making you so courageous.
Mom too. Thank you so much.
Mums are the backbones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mums always, absolutely. Mums are the backbones, but often it's the dads going, no, not my daughter. But like you said, yeah.
I'm pampered by my father, yeah. So that's
both mum and dad. Yeah, fantastic. And you for being so amazing. So thank you so much. and we will carry on watching your videos and watching the great work. And in any way that we can support you, use our platform to get your message out. You don't need a platform, you are a platform, but you know, if any way we can help you, we're here for you.
Thank you so much. I'll let you know. And thanks for having me here. It's a wonderful fest. I cannot put it in words. I'm really becoming short of words, but thank you so much. And thanks to Ravi sir. It's amazing. And I was really happy when I saw that he shared my post, and that means a lot. That gives us strength.
Ravi, are you there? I think he was out. He's just come back. Are you there? Come and say hello to Ritu quickly. He's just walked in, so he wasn't expecting. Oh, look, she's like, oh! He wasn't expecting this. Say hello. She just said she was really chuffed when she got your...
Hello, Ritu. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're doing brilliant work. Great work. Great work.
I will.
Fantastic
And really,
work.
I'm really emotional after seeing you. Thank you so much.
You're doing wonderful work.
Oh, she's gonna upset. Then you got double whammy.
Don't worry about the haters. I will be on your page tackling them.
Oh,
you're doing fantastic work. It's people like you are making the difference. You have to keep being the voice. Your voice is going a long way.
No, smile. You have to leave on a smile. Otherwise, nobody will come live.
I will continue doing it. I will continue doing it. Yeah.
We are always there. Always there. Whatever you need, contact us direct. You got the details. Don't worry about anything. The whole world is with you. What you're doing is you're making a huge difference. You're sending a very clear message. Yeah, more girl power.
It really means a lot. Yes. It's there. It really means a lot. And I'm sure that a lot of women who are watching this, they must be getting the same strength, support. They must be feeling the energy that I am getting. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you. You know, women are the change. Women are the revolution. We men need to realize that. That's all it is. I better say that, otherwise you won't make food for me.
He wants something. He wants something.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Great talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Stay strong.
Grateful, humbled, and honored, sir. Extremely honored. Yeah.
We are honored. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Maybe one day you can do a live with Ravi from the border. That would be pretty amazing.
Of course. Thank you so much.
He loves his social media lives and what have you. So listen, stop crying. Please stop crying.
Yeah, I'm okay now.
Okay. I'll be in touch about the items that you require. The message that I got through Canada.
We'll talk on WhatsApp chat.
Yeah. I'll let you rest now because your voice needs to rest as well. But thank you so much. Amazing response, amazing messages coming through. So yeah, we'll put this on YouTube and I'll send you the link.
Sure. Please do.
All right.
I'll share.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.